Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to discuss about CI/CD, continuous integration and continuous deployment or delivery. So CI/CD tool has a name. It is a Jenkins tool. So we're going to discuss today's class about what is CI/CD and how Jenkins will help you to deliver the application to the customer. Uh, So let's begin. So CI is nothing but continuous integration. It is a process of where you integrate the set of tools or process before delivering the application to the customer. So CD is nothing but continuous delivery or deployment. It is the process of delivery or deployment of the application in the customer platform, end of the platform. So let's understand with the real time. So let us assume there is a client has raised a ticket for the developer. The client request was to change the background color, so that the developer will write a code. So he will push that particular code into VCS. VCS is nothing but version control system. It is a GitHub. So after that, when he pushed the particular code into the GitHub, so that particular source code we gonna change the source code, we gonna build that particular source code. So for that we use the Maven tool. Maven is nothing but a build and management tool. So after building that application, we're gonna generate a Java packages, nothing but .jar or .var or .ear. So whenever the building is completed, automatically it will trigger the Jenkins pipeline to webhook actions. It will trigger the pipeline. In this pipeline there is nothing but a code scan. You can use the SonarQube SonarQube tool for the code scan, and it will generate an image. It will create an image to Docker. It will scan that particular image. After it will push that particular image. So after that after that everything is been created, the application will push into the QA environment. If everything is going well, the QA will send the message that everything is okay. Then it will push into the staging environment. If it is not going well, then with the QA team will send the request to the developer, pull request. So the developer will rework on that particular code, and again he will push that code into the VCS. Again it will build that code through Maven. Again it will trigger the Jenkins web actions, and it will trigger the pipeline. So this life cycle will continue. So once that, if everything is going on QA testing, it will move into the next environment. So at that time there is a senior DevOps engineer. He will check before sending it to the staging environment or nothing but a QA environment. If it is working in the dev environment, it's correct. If the application is working in dev environment perfectly, it is not working in the QA environment, they will raise the PR request for the developer, and you need to work on your code. The application is not working on in our environment, so please look into this. So if it is working on the QA environment as well, then the senior developer will analyze the each thing, and he will release into the production environment. From there onwards, the application will go to the end user. So this entire process is nothing but a CI, continuous integration. So this entire process is nothing but a CD, continuous development and delivery. So you are delivering the application, you are delivering the product to the customer. So this is nothing but a CD. So we discussed when the client is requirement to change the background color. So the developer will write a code on that, and he will push the code to GitHub. So the source code will build that source code. When the source code we will build through Maven. It will generate Java packages applications, so that application we gonna push into the QA environment. So in the QA environment, it will be the application will be is running fine. It will push into the further step, like into production. If it is not working in the QA environment, they will raise a PR request to the developer again. So he will work on a particular code, and again he will push into the GitHub. So after the production environment, if the application is working in the QA environment, he will push into the then the one of this PR request, pull request reviewed by the senior DevOps engineer before sending into the production. Before sending into the production, they will do some kind of UAT testing, user acceptance testing, and smoke testing, and pen testing, and performance testing before into the production. So this QA environment is also known as a pre-production environment. So it is nothing but before production environment means complete application. This is nothing but a pre-application. So and whatever the features are there in the production environment, so the same has to be in the staging environment as well. The QA environment is also now called as a staging environment. So after that, push the application to the production environment, so the user can access the application. So I have explained through numbers. So that after the continuously developer is continuously development the code, continuously developing the code. See, continuously developing the code, and from here to here, the continuously downloading the source code, and later it continuously building the code, later than the continuously deployment to the QA environment, the QA environment application, later than continuously testing the code, and later than if it is everything is fine, then continuously delivering the production to the production environment, then continuously monitoring the application. So after that, we're going to discuss about Maven. So Maven is nothing but a build tool and management tool. So Maven lifecycle built into 3 stages, such as default, site, and clean. So after building the application, it will generate a Java packages like .jar, .var, and .ar. So .jar is nothing but it is a combination of multiple class files. .var is nothing but the combination of multiple class files with a web application. .ear is nothing but enterprise jar files plus var files. So here default is nothing but a life cycle. The Maven life cycle handles your project deployment, and clean is nothing but it will handle the life cycle of your project entire cleaning, and site is nothing but life cycle the creation of your project's website. So let's understand what is the CI/CD pipeline. So CI/CD pipeline is nothing but it is a series of steps that must be performed in order to deliver a new version software to the customer. So let us assume it is application developer. He is writing a code for different UI to the application. So he pushed that particular code into the GitHub. So when the code is committed to the GitHub, it will trigger the Jenkins CI/CD pipeline. So in the CI/CD pipeline, there must be Maven for building, and SonarQube for code analysis, and there is a reporting tool for ALM, and there is a cloud EC2 instance, and Kubernetes clusters, and Docker images. So this entire is nothing but a set of actions. Through in the Jenkins we can use webhook actions as well. So through webhook it will trigger the CI/CD pipeline in the Jenkins. There is certain steps to follow before sending the application to the customer. end to end you need to follow certain steps. So see if the code you continuously unit testing has to be happen. If the let us assume there's a code as a functionality a plus b equals to addition code functionality a plus b equals to c they will check if the 2 plus 3 equals to it is coming 5 or 6. So 2 plus 3 is equals to 5, the functionality is true. So they will go further. Next they will check the static code analysis. They will check entire code analysis. Is there any um, is there any errors in the code, and then they will check the code quality. Code quality is nothing but is there any vulnerabilities it will affect the application in the further stage in the further. Then they will go to automation testing. In this automation testing they will check end-to-end testing, each end-to-end testing, and they will generate a reports for the clients, and in the later in the last they will deploy the application to the production environment. So in the further we're going to discuss about how uh, dev environment and staging environment and production environment, and we're gonna discuss about future branch strategy in the further classes. So